think that's very real. And Jake, what you were saying about that, there's an interesting intersection, like an inversion of the maleficence and beneficence. It really is both sides believe they're in the morally good and justifiable position. It's kind of like when we see this polarization, you have two sides who believe they are the good guys, and you have each side who believe the other is the bad. Like that is what we in the mental health field need to contend with. And we do have constructs, we do have frameworks for this. I would diagnose this as a collective sort of borderline personality disorder that we're dealing with. The splitting is so apparent. The valuation, devaluation, when we move into the emotional part of our minds where we are reacting, we are hurting, we are in pain about something, how quickly we go to us versus them, how quickly we speak in broad overgeneralizations. Like when I hear people say they murdered Charlie Kirk, I do think an entire 50% of the population did not just execute Charlie Kirk. We all have inner reflection to do, which I think, Tony, you just modeled it so well when you said, where am I actually applying conditional compassion? And why did this killing not bother me as much as this killing? Like, I think all of us could sit with that kind of inner self work in order to de-escalate what's really emotions run absolutely out of control, because borderline personality disorder at its core is really just an emotional dysregulation disorder that kind of leads us to think in such polarities and then act from those polarized ways of thinking. So yeah, when I think about what is our job as mental health professionals, it should be to lead the public in educating more on what's going on right now and bringing the temperature down. Bill Doherty, who's a really great therapist, he wrote the book, The Ethical Lives of Clients. He said that therapists who claim to be neutral are more often than not under the values of the dominant culture. They just kind of absorb them and regurgitate the values of the dominant culture, which I would say here in the West, it leans heavily left. It's hyper individualistic, and it's really emphasizes self-protection, self-compassion. And we're also there's a researcher, Nick Haslam, he talks about concept creep. It's where psychological terms start to just broaden out way beyond their original meaning. So harm, we now use harm and we think of somebody disagreeing with you as harmful, and we call that harm in the same vein of someone being publicly executed as harm. So it's like, well, Charlie Kirk harmed others. No, Charlie Kirk used words. The gunman just used a bullet and he's dead now. So that's not the same harm. These are not the
Yeah,
same thing.